Okay.
There we go. All right, we're recording. So Pablo, thanks again for doing the interview with me today about your lessons at the CfM. So I'm interested, what led you to consider online tuition at the time that you did? Why did you want guitar lessons in the first place?
Yeah, first of all, yeah, I've always wanted to learn to play guitar. Actually, I've had my guitar for years, probably 5 years, and always tried to start learning on YouTube videos like everyone recommends. But the problem of those YouTube videos is the consistency to keep that consistency going. So I thought if I have an instructor or some tuitions online or in face to face, if possible, that would help me. And yeah, it definitely worked. I've been doing this for 6 months now, and
Something like that, yeah, 6 to 9 months, I
yeah,
think.
yeah. So yeah, it keeps getting better.
Great. Oh, thank you. How easy did you find it to access, like to sign up for your lessons and things like that using, using the online server and things? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, it was pretty straightforward. I got in touch, or I got information that there was a Center for Music in the university. So I got in touch, and they sent the easy instructions how to sign up. It was on the website, just registering to the Center for Music, and just simple clicks.
Nice. Lovely.
And
Okay.
then, well, just to say, they send the instructions there. They send the link to join the lesson, which has been the same link through the different cycles of the course. So
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
So you don't have to like sign up for a new link every time. Once you've got the link and your
yeah,
access.
they keep sending reminders before the lesson, so it's fine. It's good.
Great. So you said earlier like it's going well. Have you seen improvements in your playing from doing the online tuition? Is there anything that you maybe couldn't do at the start of the course, or improvements that you're noticing from your playing since you started doing them?
Yeah, yes, definitely. In the beginning, I was a complete beginner. I was even I felt a bit intimidated because you don't know what to expect when you're a beginner. You don't know how patient the instructor is going to be when you know nothing. Uh, but yeah, it's been a continuous improvement for sure. More with the encouragement of the instructors. Which yeah makes you feel that you are actually progressing. But of course, it comes with practice. The more you practice, the better you get, and that's what I've been doing. So yeah, I can definitely see some improvement.
Great. And did you find it easy to sort of fit in that practice around, because you're a lecturer at the university, or your staff, aren't you? So with regards to that, did you find the practice schedule, or just practicing in general, did you find it fairly easy to fit around your work? Because I think a lot of pupils maybe get worried when they sign up that, okay, oh, I'm going to get busy, I won't have time. How did you find that? How did you find getting it in, around your work?
So sometimes it does get tough. You Because sometimes, yeah, as a lecturer, you can get incredibly busy. But the important thing is to get that time for yourself where you can just say, okay, let me disconnect a bit, and you can just practice 15, 20 minutes a day, or even after work. It's also a good practice, and that's what I've been doing. And yeah, I make sure I take my time to just grab the guitar for a few minutes, at least once a day or every 2 days. But it's relaxing. It does help more
I
with
was
this
going to
when
say
you're.
that leads really nicely on to my next point. Actually, I was going to ask you, have you noticed any mental health benefits from learning the guitar, especially during the last year? Have you had any any breakthroughs with that?
Actually, I think that was one of the reasons why I wanted to join the school to learn the guitar, because I thought it was going to help me with the stress and with work, and just to have that break from just working at home and being in the computer all day. And yeah, it has definitely worked, because it's something I look forward to do every day. So that's good.
That's wonderful. So you've been quite lucky to experience. You've done the group classes and you've done one-on-one lessons um, with CFM before. So I just wanted to ask you: have you found any benefits or potential drawbacks to those different experiences? Because obviously, the obvious one would be that the group one is financially a little bit better because it's a little bit less money, but the one-on-one tuition offers some other things as well. I just wondered if I could ask you about that, how you found those two contrasting experiences.
I think it's good to have both actually, because in the group one, at least you're not on your own, so you socialize a bit. You kind of get to know other people and see what the stage they are on, and also see their progress. But yeah, sometimes you do need that bespoke lesson when you have some specific questions or you want to work something very specific on how you're doing with the guitar. So I think both are actually necessary and both are okay. It's more a matter of what do you need at the time. So I did have the one-to-one lesson, which I wanted to look into the theory of music and the theory all behind the songs, which I found to be great. But at the same time, in the group lessons, we were learning hits and nice songs that we all know. So both are great, I would say, and they just have their pros and cons, of course. But if you manage to get a balance between both, it's the best thing you can do.
Sure, I agree with you on that. I think it's lovely to see, um, as how close knit you get as a group when you're doing the group lessons. I think that's a really nice thing as a teacher to see, is that you're making connections and that you're willing each other on, and it's a real community. I really, really loved that about
Yeah.
when you were in the group lessons. But I agree with you. The benefit of the one-on-one lessons is it's totally tailored to where you're at, what your situation is, and obviously you're all moving at different paces, and that extra tuition can just help. Even if it's like once a month or something, it can really just make all the difference and give you that extra little thing. I agree with you on that. Brilliant. So any drawbacks? Have you found any drawbacks to it, mainly it being online? Would probably be my question. Are there any things that you found from the online lessons that you think, okay, in person, maybe this might have been a better thing to do?
Well, of course, it's never the same. I haven't experienced the face-to-face lessons yet, but sometimes when it's in the camera, the instructor can't see very well exactly how you have your fingers on the chord. So that could be one of the things that would be different in a face-to-face one. However, yeah, the instructors, in this case, you know what we're doing wrong and how to quickly correct it. But I think it would be just a better experience face-to-face when we can see each other's faces, and you can just quickly say, no, like take this finger, put it here, instead of giving that very detailed step by step. Put the little finger, that ring finger, just move it up a bit, one more, and
Sure.
sometimes we don't get it. And uh, but but I thought it's been way better than what I thought it was going to be,
Mm.
because I actually haven't seen much drawbacks on this. It's been great, really.
That's brilliant. I think as well the other side of that tuition, the online tuition, is the scheduling side of things. I think sometimes people can underestimate how much time you have to actually go to a lesson. You're pulling out quite a lot of time, because you're adding in your travel time to wherever you've got to go, and then suddenly that 1 hour lesson becomes for you 3 or 4 hours. Whereas if you're at home studying and you just go, oh, I just want to fit this in now, you're already at your desk and you're only taking out an hour of your time. So that's the other flip
Fair
side of
point.
it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
One of the advantages of being online is that it's 1 hour. I was usually taking it just after lunch on my break, and then as soon as the lesson finishes, I was going back to work. So yes,
Mm,
that's also a fair point. So uh,
wonderful. So would you recommend it to other students and staff at the university? Like, what would your pitch be for for someone who's maybe thinking about it, but it's like, oh, I don't really know if I'm going to pull the trigger on it, or I'm not sure. What would you say to somebody like that?
Definitely. I've actually tried and bring people in, because what I just tell them, it doesn't matter how beginner you are, like even if you know zero about guitar, you're definitely going to learn, which was my fear in the beginning. So I could actually experience it. That's what I would tell them. It's you can start from zero, and you're definitely going to enjoy it.
There's two classes as well. The group classes are split into two, so it really, you really get put into a, something that you need for your ability level. So like you started, I think, in the lower of the two classes as a beginner. But if you decide to continue, you may move up to the second one because you can keep up a little bit better, and then you're not slowing down so much for other people, because that's another worry. I think some people think, well, if I'm going in with complete beginners, am I going to learn anything? And that's why we have the two classes. I think that there's a real benefit to that. Cool. Well, thanks for your time,
Not to be
Pablo. The last
fair.
thing I want to ask you is, are you going to continue on with the lessons in the new term?
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty
Great.
gutted that we don't have it in summers, but I keep practicing, and I'm just waiting for it to reopen again.
Wonderful. Thanks for your time, Pablo.
Cheers, Ash. Thank you.